I am Bianca, a senior high school English teacher from Xavier School, San Juan. I graduated from Assumption College around 2018, and right now I'm in my third year of teaching in Xavier School. Speaking of teaching, this online setup that we find ourselves in right now, it's taken a lot away from my usual curriculum and the classroom practices, but it doesn't stop me or my students from learning. This year, we're taking up more than just your usual stories. Yes, I still teach mythology and short stories, but to spice things up a bit, I added film and contemporary media texts such as your advertisements, theatrical posters, and even television. So some examples would be Knives Out, award shows, and also NBA speeches from, let's say, Kevin Durant. So they're all part of my classroom materials. It's always so much fun and interesting to discuss these texts with my students. Not only do they pique their interests, but the language issues and literary techniques that we normally study in novellas and chapter books are present in media texts as well. So in these texts, my students learn that each and every individual has their unique language style, whether it be through their speech or how they talk, or the body language or visual language present in the text. That's influenced by a million factors. Their choice of language carries several meanings that are associated with one's gender, age, religion, and even regional context. Now, these are just some examples of the factors or language issues that we discuss in relation to the text that we read. They are influential and they say a lot about one's identity. Amazingly enough, my students and I find out that no matter the difference in context that our characters or individuals, the senders, find themselves in, at the end of the day, we are all the same, and it's that we use language to express ourselves. Language has always been an integral aspect of Assumption education, and without it, I wouldn't be able to understand or appreciate this concept in my class. In Assumption, I learned that language is not just a convention or rules one must follow in order to speak proper English or Filipino, whatever language you speak, but rather it's the general tool one uses in order to communicate effectively and be understood by others. Language and literature go hand in hand, and I'm grateful that Assumption has taught me that one is not complete without the other. Since literature is a mirror of life, and the language issues present in these texts reflect humanity and the themes we express in our day-to-day lives, then without language, we will not be able to tell our stories. With this, I'm able to find the relevance of language issues in many of the texts I am exposed to, and happily I'm able to share the joy of discussing them with my students as well. We are not in an ideal situation right now, but it doesn't mean that we can't enjoy these texts and find out what makes us human and how we can use language in order to understand it better.